trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. I can get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. I can get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. I can get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so hello, Gwendolyn. Chris B is in the virtual building. Pearly. All right, let's get into it. Byron, Stacy Quinton is here. Juju. All right, Claudette. Millicent is here. So shout out to all of my loyal royals. I see you, Deronda, and everyone tuned into the Queen. And a big shout out to my moderators for putting in work. Okay, I see you, Leon, Reggie. All right, let's get into it. Pretty Wings. All right, Lillian X. Andrea is here. Nessa G. All right. So with that all being said, hey, Desmond, before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor. I see you, Byron. Okay. With that all being said, let's get this party started. Here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. You can also find it at, just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil as well. Okay, so before we get started with this stuff about ICE and Trump and all the nefariousness of it all, let's talk about this woman who says her sister was found frozen to death after an outing with her alleged best friend. She was missing for 10 plus hours. Okay, I find this all very egregious. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go.
So I just want to come here and I want to see how y'all, like, if am I wrong from y'all point of view, right? So y'all, a couple days ago, my sister was found frozen to death behind a fucking highway. She's with two, sorry y'all. She was with two females that she called her best friend. So I'm about to tell y'all the story that I received, and more so, this might be like at least 2 or 3 parts if y'all get this up. So y'all, this happened like 2-3 days ago. I think Saturday. Yeah. Saturday or Friday. Saturday. So she was filmed behind a fucking highway in grass and rocks. Dead, frozen to death. They said she died from hypothermia. So she was at the club. She was at a nightclub called Warrior down Delaware Ave. She was down there. She got kicked out. My sister is like, she a party and life of the party. Like, she just had fun anywhere she goes. So I guess she was having too much fun. I wasn't there. I don't know. So I guess she was having too much fun. So the bitches, she was with two females, she called her best friend. They like, I guess they was mad at her. I don't know. But my sister thought she lost her phone. That's how drunk she was. She thought she lost her phone. Whole time her phone was on her. You know how you drunk and you think you lost something, whole time is on you. So my sister thought her phone was on her whole time it was. Cool. The girls that she was with was like they lost their car key, so they had to go upstairs. Can you get my news out of there, please? They said they wanted to go upstairs and get the car keys. Instead of saying, hey, leave, you go upstairs and I'm going to be here and stand right here with such and such, they didn't do that. They left my sister while she was drunk, slurring her words, stumbling everywhere outside by herself in cold air. It was very cold Saturday night. This happened the 24th. It was cold as fuck that day. If you live in Philly, you know it was cold as fuck that day. It was so cold. It was windy. So y'all left my sister out there with no jacket, no coat, no nothing, out there by herself. She called her girlfriend, she called her girlfriend, and I guess she was crying. The last word she said was, these bitches. And after that, she was found missing. She was missing for 10 plus hours, and her girlfriend put in a missing report on her. So she filed a missing report. They found her at 5 o'clock or 4 p.m. and says she was found dead, frozen to death from hypothermia.
Okay, first of all, why would they leave her unattended to when she was that inebriated? At the end of the day, anything could have happened, and clearly it did. Okay, so very sad story. Denise said they need jail time. Well, they're not going to get any. I guarantee you that, because really, what did they do legally wrong? We could say it was morally wrong, but what did they do legally wrong? They're not her keepers. At the end of the day, no one is responsible for you when you're an adult. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. But I think it was something shady, sketchy. Maybe they were some haters. Who knows? Okay, but you have to be careful about the people that are in your circle, because it is usually the people closest to you who absolutely can and will do you harm for the most part. Now, with that all being said, Morellis Loon, thank you for your contribution to the channel, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, now let's get into this because it is all nefarious. All right. I hope you all caught the earlier broadcast. If you didn't, please go back and check that out. So let's go ahead and get this started. We're going to start off with my TikTok that I did earlier about ICE. The reason why ICE is in Georgia. Okay, we've no one to thank but Governor Kemp. Okay, we've no one to thank but Governor Kemp. So let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Shakur. So ICE has finally made its way to Georgia, and people online are asking, why are they here? Well, supposedly it's because of the high estimated number of 479,000 undocumented migrants here in the state. Let's get into it. Now, most people have spotted them in College Park, supposedly, but that's likely because their presence here is highlighted by a new satellite office that they've erected in College Park to help with administrative capacity, so they say. Please pay attention. Now, this is all Governor Kemp's idea, supposedly, because he and the Office of Public Safety have supposedly collaborated with ICE to have 1,100 trained officers come here to identify undocumented migrants as they do their daily duties. Okay, please pay attention. This expansion is part of a broader increase of federal agents and actions under the Trump administration. They're supposed to be conducting targeted operations 7 days a week. Now, they say that Georgia has the 6th highest population of undocumented immigrants in the nation. Please pay attention. Now, they're supposedly going around to local businesses, asking people for paperwork, asking them about their documentation and all of that, which I think is so crazy. They were supposedly in the barber shop yesterday, just harassing some Ecuadorian man. And at the end of the day, they're supposedly spending a lot of time in Chambly, Tucker, Doraville. Those areas are highly populated, Buford Highway, highly populated with Hispanic and Mexicans. So that's where they are. And also they've been spotted in Atlanta, but so far they haven't started harassing us yet. Okay. But I'm not going to be surprised when they finally do. Okay. Please pay attention. Governor Brian Kemp and Representative Buddy Carter and other Republicans have actually urged for increased targeted immigration enforcement. Okay. Specifically, they say they want the removal of the criminal element from the communities. But as we know, ICE doesn't just target criminals. They've been targeting everyday, hardworking American citizens, and some of them have lost their lives. Okay, please pay attention. Now, these actions have caused concern amongst local officials in areas like College Park. They've reported a significant and sometimes uncoordinated federal presence in the area, which means to me that they likely don't know what they're doing. Okay, please pay attention. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So with that all being said, ICE is here in Georgia, and it's all thanks to Governor Kemp and Buddy Carter and nefarious Republicans like them. Okay, clearly they don't care about the immigrants here. And they say that it's for them to catch the ones that are criminals, but we already know how ICE gets down. They don't go out there looking for criminals. They go out there looking for anybody who looks like they don't belong where they are. In other words, racially profiling. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, I find it interesting that Trump is supposed to be going on a trip to Milan and he's taking ICE agents with him. First of all, he says he's taking them for security, but I thought that the Secret Service was his security. Don't you all find that interesting? Because I sure do. Makes me wonder if ICE isn't his own personal military task force that he uses to enact nefarious things upon the citizens. Yeah, that's exactly who they are. Okay, that's exactly who they are. You heard it here first. Now, with that all being said, let's continue because Trump was also caught on a hot mic. Wishful thinking is what he was talking about. It says this was Trump getting caught on a hot mic saying that he wanted Americans to treat him like the people of North Korea treat their dictator, Kim Jong-un. When he speaks, they jump up and stand up right. That's what I want. Well, that's not what you're going to get, Trump. That's not what you're going to get, save for the little fools that kiss your ring, okay, and kiss your feet on a daily basis. Here he is right here. He's always getting caught in a hot mic. I'm starting to wonder if he's not doing this on purpose, okay? I just have so many questions.
Are we close to seeing Mr. Kim here at the White House?
Could happen. I mean,
They talked about that yesterday.
I think it's something that could happen. Yeah. Hey, he's the head of a country, and I mean, he is the strong head. Don't let anyone think anything different.
Right.
He speaks, and his people sit up at attention. I want my people to do the same.
Well, are we close to seeing?
Honey, the only people you're going to get to do the same would be MAGA, the MAGA minions, and that's it, and that's all. Now, with that all being said, they're talking about removing or eliminating state income taxes, okay, in Georgia. Let's get into it. Now, this was news to me because I literally just saw this a few minutes ago when I went on X.
I'm excited about this plan to eliminate the state income tax burden on Georgians. $3 billion is going to be turn right back into Georgia's economy. And not only is it going to help struggling families pay for childcare and groceries,
the thousands that will be in their pockets, they're the people who need it the most right now in this economy.
This is money that will go back into the pockets of Georgians that desperately need it.
This is a phenomenal plan. Ensures that the state is not going to raise any sort of property tax. This is a historic day for the state of Georgia, and we're going back to where we started, which is not taxing income.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Every little bit helps, I guess. But they're acting like, look at Reggie talking about, woo, I'm moving to Georgia. Don't come down here. Stay right where you are, Reggie, with your nefarious self. Okay, with that all being said, let's talk about how the Senate blocked this bill for DHS funding. And they say 7 Republicans joined them. And I guess 7's the magic number because just days ago, it was 7 Democrats who joined the Republicans. Okay, now they say senators blocked funding package amid DHS standoff. There will be a partial government shutdown if lawmakers cannot reach a deal by Saturday morning. Okay, please pay attention. So 8 Republicans joined Senate Democrats who blocked sweeping government funding legislation from advancing Thursday. Okay, so it's 8, not 7. This is according to this is amid ongoing negotiations about a potential off-ramp to avert a lengthy shutdown of several agencies. Now, the Senate voted 55 to 45 against moving forward with a 6-bill package that would fund, among other things, the Department of Homeland Security, State and Health and Human Services, as well as the Pentagon. So the measure accounts for more than 75% of discretionary spending across the federal government, and programs relying on this money will shutter if Congress cannot reach a deal by 12:01 a.m. Saturday. Now, the House already passed these bills, then left town for recess. The Senate was on track to clear them without much drama. But then came last weekend's killing in Minneapolis of Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old U.S. citizen at the hands of Border Patrol agents, i.e. ICE. Now, I want you all to pay attention because they use the words or the names Border Patrol agents and ICE interchangeably. Okay, so don't be confused when they say something, because the other day they reported that Border Patrol did something, but it's ICE. Now, the incident has fueled new scrutiny of the administration's immigration enforcement activities, including from some of President Donald Trump's more reliable GOP allies on Capitol Hill. Now, Democrats now say they will oppose advancing the funding measure as long as funding for DHS is included, or until Republicans agree to legislation that would put new guardrails around ICE, because they definitely need some. Now, the current DHS bill would reduce the agency's budget for enforcement and removal efforts, but also hand ICE $10 billion for the remainder of the fiscal year. It would require DHS to use $20 million to outfit immigration enforcement agents with body cameras, direct the department to give officers more training on diffusing conflict while interacting with the public, and provide a separate $20 million for independent oversight of DHS detention facilities. So they need all this money, really? So they need all of this money, $10 billion for the remainder of the fiscal year, $20 million to outfit the immigration with their body cameras and all of that, direct the department to give officers more training. They should have had more training before they ever hit the streets. This is why people are dead and being brutalized. People are bumbling idiots, and they're crooks and criminals too. And a lot of them have committed essay. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. Now, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said ahead of the vote Thursday that Democrats remain ready to pass the other 5 funding bills included in the package as he engages in discussions with the White House on what further changes could be made to the DHS bill to address Democrats' concerns. Okay, with that all been said, the New York Democrats said strong legislation to rein in ICE is absolutely necessary, saying Congress has to set up the plate. This is what Schumer says. The Republican majority must step up to the plate. Democrats across Congress want rules tightened around the use of warrants and identification of DHS agents conducting immigration enforcement operations, among other things. Here's the thing. They absolutely better be showing who they are. They better be identifying themselves. Are they serious right now? Because at the end of the day, the way tensions are growing, the way people are becoming angry and things are happening and people are getting killed and all of that, I can tell you that pretty soon there is going to come some serious consequences Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. We all know it's coming. We all see it. We know how this story ends, do we not? Okay, and so at the end of the day, they're going to stand your ground state, snatching up people, brutalizing people, and not saying who they are, and wearing masks and all of these things and jumping out of unmarked vehicles. What are people supposed to think? And then, not to mention, as I told you a myriad of times, we have people going around dressed as ICE agents who are not ICE agents, and they think it's fun and games until somebody gets deleted. But let's continue. So, with that all being said, Senate Minority Leader John Thune said in an interview Thursday before the doomed procedural vote that he believed the negotiations were trending in the right direction. After the vote went down, Thune moved to lay the groundwork to quickly bring the package back if Democrats in the White House can reach a deal. He voted no to give himself the option to force reconsideration later. Now, Republican Senators Ted Budd of North Carolina, Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, Tommy Tuberville of Alabama, Michael Lee of Utah, Rand Paul of Kentucky, and Rick Scott and Ashley Moody of Florida were the other GOP lawmakers who voted no. Some are seeking a potential opportunity to reshape the Department of Homeland Security funding bill. Others are looking to secure further spending cuts. Now, ultimately, Congress appears likely to barrel over the shutdown cliff for at least some amount of time, as the House is out of town until Monday, and hardliners in that chamber have already vowed to complicate leadership's ability to pass the funding bills a second time. Now, House GOP leaders are set to meet later Thursday to discuss options. Two people familiar with the private deliberations gave the details. And they say the other person granted anonymity to share details of private party dynamics said that Democrats could be willing to shore up the votes for a short-term spending patch as long as it is very brief, for the sole purpose of allowing more time to close out negotiations on a new DHS bill. Okay, so what do you all make of that? And let me just say also, yes, another shutdown, beloved. Absolutely. It's headed our way. And another thing too, I meant to tell you all earlier. It was something I wanted to tell you all about Trump. I just lost my train of thought. Hopefully I'll remember. But anyway, let's talk about Trump. Because why does he feel the need to take ICE agents on a trip to Milan? I just find that very interesting, as his security, no less. So anyway, likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance. Hold on, I'm looking for this article. Okay, I'll find that in just a second. But before I get into that, let's talk about how they say Trump era ICE agents targeted for immorality by Dems trying to blacklist them from cops' classroom jobs. Okay, proposed legislation, part of a broader increased deportation efforts. Okay, so let's get into it. So, a Democratic California lawmaker is taking aim at citizens looking to hold jobs in crucial public fields or service fields by barring individuals who are currently working as ICE agents from applying, citing immorality concerns. Okay, this all sounds interesting, and I'm absolutely here for it. Okay, I'm absolutely here for it. Hold on just a second, because we're going to go to Chuck Schumer in a second. Now, it goes on to say Assembly Bill 1627 would disqualify applicants who are currently serving as ICE agents under the Trump administration from working at any state or local police agency within California. Now, the bill would also prohibit current ICE agents from holding roles in the state's education system, including working as teachers or administrators. Now, if passed, the restriction would encompass all public school districts and charter schools, ranging from kindergarten through the California State University system and California State University. Okay, Assembly Member Ana Maria Avila Farias de Martinez introduced the bill just days after Alex Preddy was fatally shot by federal agents in Minneapolis. Okay, now beginning in 2025, ICE officers have terrorized California residents, United States citizens, and non-citizens alike through untargeted arrest and brutality based on nothing more than a person's racial appearance, language spoken, means of earning a living, or exercise of First Amendment protected expression. This is what the bill states. Now, the bill goes on to pinpoint ICE agents who took up their positions after President Donald Trump's second inauguration, participated in the operations of ICE on or after January the 20th of 2025, demonstrates an immorality that California cannot afford to have in its ranks of peace officers, teachers, and other public employees whose duties include interacting with the public. Honey, I love this. What do y'all think? I mean, serves them right as far as I'm concerned. Okay, a lot of these thugs don't deserve jobs anyway, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, but what do y'all have to say about it? They definitely don't need to be in those fields. Okay, just my opinion. Okay, so now let me go to this clip so we can hear what Chuck Schumer has to say with his tired self.
And that's the way to go. And that's where we're headed. A government shutdown is not in anybody's interest. I hope we can get this thing back on track. We need to fund the government.
Senate Republicans right now are trying to save Americans from another government shutdown, Democrat-led, of course. They're about to hold a test vote on the government spending package. It has 6 bills in it. Democrats are refusing to fund nearly 80% of the government. And what's interesting, obviously the House has passed this. So there's no time to reverse order, send it back to the House, do all this stuff. This happens tomorrow at midnight. We go back into what we just saw. Democrats are opposing one of those 6 bills that's in this package because it funds the Department of Homeland Security. And they are demanding new restrictions on federal agents in the field trying to arrest criminal illegal immigrants. Oklahoma Senator James Lankford.
What Democrats are saying is what they negotiated 6 days ago is not enough. They actually want more now, and they want to go back at it. So they've already added into the bill itself body-worn cameras, all kinds of different new training for agents that are in the field. And now they're saying, hey, that's not enough. We want even more on it. And they're threatening a government shutdown if they don't get it.
In focus now, Ben Shapiro, host of the Ben Shapiro Show. It's my understanding that DHS is already funded. So what are they trying to do here, Democrats?
I mean, it seems like an optic move. Obviously, they're trying to demonstrate to their base that they are very resistant to ICE. The best way to do that, of course, is to hold up the business of government as per our usual arrangement. It is unclear to me what their demands are at this point. There was some talk earlier this week that Democrats were actually demanding that only judicial warrants be used in ICE apprehensions, which of course would mean basically the end of all ICE apprehensions, since the vast majority of ICE apprehensions happen with an administrative warrant, not a judicial warrant. And so it seems to me, again, that this is another performative move by Democrats in an attempt to undermine President Trump's immigration policy by connecting it with defunding the rest of the government, which is quite popular, is the actual funding of the government.
Yeah, Ben, that's such an interesting point. It's so important for people to understand because it's more of the maneuvering and the behavior that they're showing than it is about actual money. They want ICE to go away, and they want to run on that. It didn't work out in the past, but I guess they're going to.
Yeah, they want ICE going, and they should be going at the end of the day. They absolutely should be going as far as I'm concerned. They're out here causing havoc and all of that. Now, with that all being said, I mean, just clearly running amok. And they've been given the dog whistle by J.D. Vance telling them that they have full immunity. So that gives them the wherewithal to go out there and just kill and maim and massacre and do whatever. Is that what it gives them? Because that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. But here's the thing. So as I was telling you all that Trump is supposed to be taking the ICE agents to the Winter Olympics in Milan, Italy, well, they're not too happy about it. Okay, they say ICE's role at Winter Olympics prompts anger in Italy. Let's get into it. Why does he need ICE for security? Okay, other than to showboat. Trump is oh my gosh, he is such an insidiously obtuse. Okay, that's just what he is.
Italy for the Olympics. DHS says they're sending a unit as part of the security detail for the American delegation to the Games. But the mayor of Milan does not sound in any way thrilled about it.
This is a militia that kills. It's clear that they are not welcome in Milan. There's no doubt about it. Can't we just say no to Trump for once?
To be clear, this is a different unit of ICE than the arm of the agency that's leading that immigration crackdown we're seeing here in this country. This unit is called HSI, Homeland Security.
No one cares if they're at different units. Okay, they all work for Trump and they're low down and dirty. At the end of the day, anybody doing the bidding for that fool is the devil themselves, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? If I was him, I wouldn't want them in Italy either. Like he said, can't we just say no to Trump for once? He's like a little spoiled brat who cries and throws a temper tantrum anytime he can't get his way. It's pathetic.
Security investigations. They have offices in more than 50 countries. They've gone abroad as part of the security detail to other Olympics before, so it's not totally out of the ordinary. I want to get to Claudio Lavanga in Rome for us now. So that headline, sort of ICE in Italy for the Olympics, sort of has some people asking, wait a second, what? But there is a precedent for it, right?
That's right, Holly. I mean, in the last few days, even the mention that ICE will be involved in security detail here during the Olympics in Milan has created a heated debate. There was a lot of controversial and contradictory reports. So finally, the Department of Homeland Security has clarified what is happening here. So they said, as you mentioned, that this is the investigative unit of ICE, the Homeland Security investigative unit that is not related, is kind of related, but it's not exactly the same, that involves the agents that we've seen in the last few weeks chasing down migrants in the U.S. They said that this unit in particular will help to, and I quote, vet and mitigate transnational criminal organizations. Also, the DHS specified and clarified, considering, of course, the heated debate is generated here in Italy, that this unit and DHS does not conduct immigration enforcement operations in foreign countries, including, of course, here in Italy during the Olympics, and also clarified that Italy is in full control of the security operation here. But that has not stopped, of course, a lot of anger and reaction from people around here and politicians, as you've seen in your intro, Holly.
This has reached the level of the prime minister there, right? I mean, this has reached the highest levels of government overseas.
Yeah, well, you've seen, everybody's had an opinion on this. You've seen what the mayor of Milan, this city, has said. He said they are not welcome. He called them a militia that kills. But then he went all the way up to the foreign minister, Antonio Tajani, who today said that he's been as critical as everybody, even more, about the methods that were employed by ICE agents that we've seen also, here in Italy on our TV screens, of the methods deployed in American cities that attracted a lot of criticism all over the world, including in Italy. But he said, well, let's not overreact, because it's not like the Nazi SS are coming to town, Holly.
Claudio Lavanga, Claudio live for us there in Milan, in Italy.
Okay, so Trump's not welcome anywhere. Okay, please pay attention, and rightfully so. Now, Barillas Loon says, I thought that was the U.S. Secret Service was responsible for the president's security. Exactly. That's who's supposed to be responsible for it, beloved, but clearly not. Now, let's go to this clip where this man says that Trump is preparing America for war. No surprise there. He better remember that Iran said they have their finger on the trigger and they're ready. And next time, they ain't gonna miss. That's what they said. They said next time they ain't gonna miss. All right, please pay attention.
Out there right now. I mean, it is super crazy. I don't care who you are, how old you are, where you're from. We're all thinking the same thing. Shit is getting crazy around here. Our government has expanded its military budget from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. They've bought the production of semiconductors back home to the US. They've secured massive oil reserves. They've started producing nuclear weapons and haven't done that in a decade. And now they've upped the orders of military drones and guided missiles and bombs. This doesn't happen during peacetime. It happens when a government expects conflict. As citizens, we all need to be prepared. Do you have an emergency kit? If you don't, you need to start right now. And one of the things it needs to have is an emergency radio like this one here. Let me show you how it works. This one has a solar power option. So as long as the sun's shining.
Okay, sir, we don't need you sitting here trying to sell us anything, but thanks. Okay, Barilla says, this is a horrible ride. I want my money back. I want mine back too, beloved. Okay. So thank you for your insight to the topic and your contributions to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, this is all nefarious. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about these Asians. Because how this all started is there was an Asian woman, well, she's what they call Wasian, half white and half Asian, and she did a video basically, I want to say, hold on, beloveds. Hold on. She did a video basically talking about how she side-eyes white people. Okay, and the white people got mad. They got mad. They went in. I mean, you'd have thought that she really said something crazy because they were so mad and butthurt and clearly been out of shape. But nonetheless, you know, Black people entered the chat and then it all went from there. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen. Hold on. I'm pulling up these receipts. Lights up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. Let me see where I'm going to start right here. Reggie said, now we go from Kabalasian to Asian. Borellis Loon said, white people butthurt? No. I find it also interesting.
I love Black people. So last night I went to a Black people club, and the reason why it's a Black people club because everybody in there is Black, beside me. Okay, so and never in my life, that literally every single step I taken, I either get compliment, I get grab on, and everybody was like, "You look good, you look good." And I can tell you right now, that does not happen in a white people club or Asian people club. It's only happened in the Black people club. Okay? So hands on from all my Black folks. Y'all the best. Y'all the best.
Honey, he must really be excited that he was getting attention from Black folk. Borellis Lou said he's not bad looking. I'll give him that. With that all being said, let's continue. I find it all so nefarious. Okay, so Black people and Asians are getting together because they don't like, because of their disdain for white folk. Is that what we're having here? Let's get into it.
So enough people have hit me up in the Asian community saying that they want me to keep going. I know I said the video is going to be the last one, but they're like, no, keep going, keep learning. You're doing it respectfully, and we appreciate it. So that's what I'm going to do. So some of the things that I am going to look into is Imperial Japan and what they did. Also looking at something they're calling the Grape of Nanjing. And with a name like that, it got to be something crazy, all right? Like, they have a whole National Memorial Day for it. So it got to be crazy, right? Someone said look into Cambodia, Southeast Asians versus other Southeast Asians. And apparently one of my Filipino homies put me on to something called Seafood City that I ain't know about. But I think the closest one they said to me, for me, is like in Virginia Beach. So I'm not sure how long that is, that drive. I got to look it up. But you talking, man, I'm seeing them they got the DJ and they partying.
Okay, so y'all hear it. Now he's getting all caught up in Asian history. Please pay attention. Let's continue. It gets even more interesting, I assure you.
Asian TikTok and Black TikTok has finally merged. Since I released my Uncle Tam video, I have seen more Black and yellow unity since Rush Hour 2. Now, a lot of people are still confused about, like, should I go to H Mart? Should I not go to H Mart? Am I getting side-eyed? You're missing the whole point, honey. That's not the conversation anymore. The conversation is that we are all cousins, meaning we have very, very similar cultural experiences. And like the Black folks in my comments have taught me, not all skin folk are kinfolk. Now, in the time of such division in our country, some Asians are asking, hey, why are you bringing this to light? Why are you bringing this out to mixed company? We should all be standing together, not against each other. Just look at the comments, which are very funny, on my video. A lot of people are saying they did not know this about us, meaning that the large media representation of both our ethnicities and all ethnicities is so flattened and streamlined that we know so little about each other. Thank God for TikTok. And if you're catching this on Reels, my condolences. Okay.
Okay, now that he said we're all cousins, I want y'all to pay attention, honey. I want y'all to pay attention. Now keep listening, because it's going to get even more nefarious in a minute. Please pay attention.
Chinese people don't have a problem with Black people doing the I am now Chinese trend versus Courtney Cook's soy eggs is because Black people understand appropriation. They have been dealing with insufferable white people stealing their shit for 250 years. So they know how to be respectful, demure, cute about it. And they give credit where credit is due. They're actually tagging and thanking the content creator who shared the recipe, whether it's Sherry or somebody else. And then they're excited to say, hey, I got this at my local 99 Ranch Market. Shout out to Sherry. I bought some goji berries, because they understand that it's Chinese people that put them on game to goji berries and jujubes. And I really wish I had a screenshot, because next time I see it on my FYP, I'm going to post about it. Because it hasn't even been a full week with the whole I am now Chinese trend, and a white woman is capitalizing on that shit. Yeah, I saw a white woman take out goji berries from micro ingredients and sell it on the TikTok shop. And that's the difference between one marginalized group and how they treat another marginalized group versus fucking white people. White people see people of color having a good time, enjoying a trend, and they gotta crush that dream and have to find a way to fucking make money off of it. So now we're gonna gatekeep this shit. I'm not gonna tell you the old Chinese remedy to get rid of a sty. And I'm not gonna tell you the old Chinese remedy to get rid of a cough. Fuck you. I'm gonna let white people figure that out on their own by eating a marshmallow. I saw that last year. That's so fucking stupid. But by all means, continue ruining it for other people, because that's what you white people like to do.
Okay, going in on them. Okay, going in on them. I would say I have actually met some cool Asian people, but I'm still guarded. I keep myself overall. I keep to myself overall. Right, absolutely. Okay, so like she said, that is the one thing about white people that is very true. They do not often give credit, many of them. I'm not going to say all, but many of them don't give credit to other people when they culturally appropriate your things or when they steal your ideas. Remember the white lady that came out and she pretended, okay, clearly delusional, acted as though she came out with the silk caps or the silk bonnets, okay, that Black women have been sleeping in for decades. She acted as though this is her invention and charging $99 for them too. I thought that was crazy work. But this is what they do. Just like she said, they're on there telling people about, different remedies to heal yourself naturally and things like that. And then the white content creators are trying to sell the items. They're trying to sell the items as soon as they hear what they're saying. They go and purchase these items or whatever in bulk and then try to sell them. And that's just what they do. If you remember years ago, back in 2020, I think it was, maybe 2019, when I was on Fly Nubian Queen, they basically had this white TikToker, Charlie something. I can't remember her last name, but if you remember, she hijacked a dance that a 14-year-old Black girl came up with, and she got all the credit for it and even got invited to the NBA All-Stars. Okay, but then after people online made a big deal about it, Black people that is, then the 14-year-old girl, the Black girl, was also invited there. But she had to share the credit for a dance that she created and choreographed. Okay, because Becky decided to steal it. So that's what that lady was talking about, and it's absolutely all true. No lies detected, at least not in my opinion. But let's continue.
I can honestly say that I truly, truly appreciate the Black community and being in support of understanding what the Asian community is going through. Mainly because we don't deserve your kindness. Like, we don't deserve the amount of gratitude, the moral support, the kindness that you have provided us on all levels of platform when it comes to being so relatable. Simply because of all of the racist shit that you guys have endured from our community in its own. Don't deserve it, you know, because even coming from a family of immigrants, like, for our family to come here to the States and to either piggyback, hop on, ignoring all of those things and not acknowledging a problem of us being racist to Black Americans, but immigrating from a whole nother country and then just developing a whole racist mindset because of what white Americans have planted is freaking insane.
Okay, I have to agree with her. No lies detected. And at the end of the day, here's the thing. When you think about all the problems, okay, that we have in the United States between these different groups of people, where did those problems all come from? They only came from one group of people. Okay, that's just the facts. All right, that's just the facts. Take from that what you will, but that is the absolute truth. In fact, all over the world, that's where the problems have come from. I'm sorry, it's true.
This usually we would keep in the house, but now it's all over Black TikTok, and we got to talk about it. Now, because of Black TikTok, you guys are all realizing that we are all not the same. There are Asians that grew up with other Asians, Asians that grew up with other minorities, / Asians, browns, Black, etc. And there are Asians who grew up around majority whites where they were the only ones. And they had to sneak and sublimate in order to survive. These are the Asians that you're seeing coming after this H-Mart TikToker. They're going, hey, stop. Make sure they feel comfortable. We call that the Uncle Tams of our society. Okay? Each society has one. Each race has one. Each ethnicity has one. They're the village idiot. Ding, 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 ding. Watch out for your own. See, here's the thing about
Okay, so he was talking about Uncle Tam. Okay, here we say Tom, but he's talking about people he's talking about the segment of the Asian community that are caping for the white people during this beef that's going on TikTok. These are the ones that are saying, oh, don't make the white people feel uncomfortable, okay, and trying to protect them. And this all started from this video that I'm about to show you where this Asian woman basically said that she side-eyes them when she sees them coming into Asian grocery stores, like H-Mart. That's how the whole conversation began. Okay, let's get into it. And then Black people came back and said, well, you know, we side-eye them too. So that's how this camaraderie that they are supposedly engaged in, that's how that all came to fruition. Okay, please pay attention. Now, this is very true. Let me go to this. Ethelene says, Uncle Tom was a good man. I don't understand why people say Uncle Tom in a negative light. Exactly. They get it mixed up. If they read the movie or saw read the book or saw the movie, they would know that. But that's just what people commonly say, unfortunately.
Person, but I can't stop myself from giving snark to the white people at Asian grocery stores. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I can't stop doing it. Like, I just side eye every time I see you there. What are you doing here? And like, arguably I could be in the right if they're like, you know, taking up space loudly in the way. But I do it even when they're not. I do it when I just see you down the aisleway picking out like your pre-made sushi. I'm over there like, and I know I'm wrong for it because like, especially if it's a small mom and pop grocery store, which I just got back from, like, go support them. Go support them. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm just a bitch. I'm just a bitch. I'm a really nice girl, but I'm also a bitch. And I saw this one girl who was in the grocery store. She's like down the way with like blonde hair, and she's like looking at the packets or whatever. I give her this side eye. I'm looking at her. I see her giving me side eye back. She's like at me. I was like, and I know I don't look super Asian, but I'm like, I'm literally supposed to be here. I'm buying the foods that I grew up eating right now. And then she came closer and closer. And I saw this moment as we're both side-eyeing each other, where we both got closer and closer and closer, meeting in the middle of the aisle. And we both realized that the other person is Asian. We both realized that we're Asian. We both were like, and then we smiled and we walked away. It was almost Asian on Asian crime. But I think she was doing the same thing I was doing, giving me the little like.
Okay, so that's the video, and I didn't even see why anybody would be upset about that. But clearly, a bunch of white folk who are clearly racist got into her comments after that video and started going in on her and saying all kind of crazy stuff. And so then some black content creators got involved, even though they had nothing to do with it, mind you. But black content creators got involved, and then they started going in on the racist white people too. Okay, so now they're all cousins. I want y'all to pay attention. Okay. Now, the funny thing is, whenever groups want to be down with the black folk or want to be, you know, connected and united with us, it's always that we've done something to benefit them and never the other way around, don't you think? But let's continue.
Whole Madeline H. Mart thing. And I genuinely appreciate it because I know he's asking from a place of trying to understand. He wants to support us. So I gave him this simple analogy. I said, imagine Madeline as a small black content creator with less than 5,000 followers, because I think at the time of this whole fiasco, she had less than 5,000 followers. Now, Sujia, Ed, and Kimchi Vegan together combined make up 5 million followers among all of their followers. Now,
Okay, so let me just tell you what she's talking about. So here, she's addressing the video that you just watched with the girl saying that she gives white people the side eye when they go into Asian markets. She was specifically talking about H Mart. Now, the young lady's name was Madeline. This is who she's talking about. She's also mentioning Sujia, Ed, and Korean Vegan. These are 3 Asian content creators on TikTok who have altogether, I think, over 5 million subscribers, okay, followers all together collectively. And so these are the ones that are defending the white community and saying that basically when you see them in the grocery store, if they look lost, you should go and help them. Okay, so they are trying to keep their proximity to whiteness. And with that all being said, this is why the gentleman called them Uncle Tams, okay, and that's why they have this whole back and forth. But anyway, let's continue.
imagine they are Candace Owens. Candace Owens has 6.1 million followers. Now we know Candace Owens gave up her blackness a long time ago when she decided to register as Republican. After all, her entire platform is to actually pander to the white male gaze. Her best friend was literally Charlie Kirk. So the majority of her followers are freaking white. Not just any white, they're Republican, conservative, MAGA. And the same can be said about Ed, Sujia, and Kimchi Vegan. Their followers are predominantly white. So you can see where I'm going. Candace Owens creates a video about this black content creator that she does not like, that this black creator gave the side eye at her local Caribbean market. And once Candace Owens publishes that video, 6.1 angry MAGA go over to that small black content creator's video and starts commenting and flooding her comment section with death threats. And then they go as far as looking up where she lives, looking up where she works, and harassing her on the streets of New York City. And it took a group of other marginalized communities to band together and be like, what the fuck is going on over here? For then Candace Owens to finally issue an apology about a month later. But instead of really making an apology, she goes ahead and makes a video selling a product off the TikTok shop that was likely made in China.
Okay, so the lady she just showed was Sujia, who gave an apology. We'll get to that in a moment. Now, Malice says black people wait 90 days before you invite these Asians to the cookout. I had to type this way or YouTube wouldn't let me comment. Oh, I'm so sure you did, beloved. Okay. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. I personally think black people need to stop being so quick to invite people to the cookout. Okay, as well. Okay, Adrian says, hurry up and buy. Okay, that's not very nice. Okay, but thank you for your comments and your insight to the topic and your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Now let's go to Sujia's deleted apology video. Okay, she deleted this after the fact, but people had already saved it. And you know, the thing is, you all heard the video. The young lady didn't really say too much, just said that she gives them a side eye. But that was enough for racist, angry, MAGA type people to get into her comments and to start making threats and just saying all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. I mean, you would have thought that she was really going in on them.
H Markgate. Let's talk about it. I know that the internet is where nuance comes to die, but I'm going to do my best to have this conversation. And I'm glad I waited until now, because had I done this anytime, earlier, it probably would have come from a place of ego or from defensiveness. And that's not at all what I want to bring to this conversation. First and foremost, to Madeline. Madeline, I'm really sorry for the negative impact that this has had on you. And I want you to know that diminishing your identity or making you feel like, your identity was in question or that your experience was in question, especially knowing everything that I know, I should have been more careful with the language that I was using and with the way that I presented what I wanted to say. I want you to know that I was reacting to the behavior that you were saying, that you were giving people side eye and that you were a bitch and that, you couldn't help yourself and giving, snark to people in the grocery store. And again, I just want you to know that I was reacting to the behavior, not to your identity as a Asian person. And I take full responsibility for not making that distinction. That's totally on me and something that I should have been way more careful with. And I've been really trying to unpack a lot of my feelings about it. Like, why did I have that reaction? Why did I immediately go to that place? And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I grew up in Los Angeles in the 70s and the 80s and 90s. And not only was that a time where being Korean wasn't like celebrated, Korean culture, Korean food, Korean music, Korean movies, no one knew the first thing about it. So I always felt really isolated. And I felt like we were always kind of like in the margins and we were like siloed and we were relegated to like certain parts of town. And our
Okay, lady, I've heard enough. Okay. First, a fake apology, and now this. Is this what I've been subjected to? All right, I want you all to pay attention. At the end of the day, these black folk need to proceed with caution. All right, they need to proceed with caution. And also, it's important to know which Asians are which. You see, because Asians act differently. Now, I find that the Filipinos act more aligned with us. Okay, the ones in the nail shops who lock black folk in there and all that and whatnot tend to be Vietnamese. Okay, they tend to be Vietnamese. The ones that own the liquor stores tend to be Korean. Okay, so I'm just saying, make sure you know which Asians are which, because the amount of racism varies depending on which ones you're talking to. Okay, that's my opinion. But let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Reggie says he agrees.
To you what I learned about Madeline and the H Markgate video. So Madeline is this content creator that is half Asian and half white. And she was doing a video back in September where she talked about going into an H Mart and seeing a white person and side-eyeing them. And some people were very offended by that, especially these three major influencers who have massive followings. Among the three of them, they have about 5 million followers. So Ed is one of them, Sujia, and the Korean vegan, who her name is Joanne. So these three content creators, I have seen their videos pop up on my FYP. I have liked their content. I have engaged with it. All three of them did a video where they were shaming Madeline and saying, hey, Madeline, hey, girl, if you see a white person in the Asian grocery store, you should befriend them and help them because maybe they feel uncomfortable in that space. People that follow these three content creators, these massive influencers, went to Madeline's page and started harassing her and doxing her, like trying to find her address. She had like less than 5,000 followers. Now she's got over 200,000 followers. Like people started following her, and now there's this whole controversy about side-eyeing
So now they have a whole conversation about side-eyeing white people and being disrespectful to them. Okay, please pay attention. You mean the way Karens are to everyone else that doesn't look like them?
Really trying not to get banned on this account like I got banned on my last account, because apparently TikTok does not like it when you call out white people doing white people shit. I mean, what do you mean that you are Charlie Kirk? But then I saw video after video on my FYP about this whole H mark thing, and I saw not one, but two of Sujia's apology videos. And then I was like, damn it, Lord, I understand the assignment, because I wouldn't live up to the title of being a crazy, angry Asian if I didn't mention this in a video. As an Asian American, I must say, Sujia, Ed, and the Korean vegan, you guys are on the wrong side of the railroad tracks. Like, how do you not remember the whole Sydney Sweeney, she has great genes ad? Because maybe it's your approximation to whiteness that did not get the heat of many white people coming after our looks, saying that we are jealous of a blonde hair white woman. Because that's the general argument that they have, because they don't have brains to compete with, because the majority of them don't even have a college education. And if they are trying to get their college diploma, they are citing the Bible, thinking that that is scientific fact in a psych class. And this is why they continuously steal from people of color and marginalized groups, because they don't have anything to invent themselves, much like the way they stole from Nearest Green, an enslaved black man who literally mastered the distillery process that created Jack Daniel's whiskey. Yes, Jack Daniels himself stole that formula. And yes, this girl knows how to play ball. And the three of you being Asian, how do you forget this debacle just a few years ago, where these Canadian white individuals try to rip off a Taiwanese staple like boba milk tea and rebrand it by just adding an additional B, B-O-B-B-A, and putting it into a fizzy fruit drink. The only person that called them out on this shit was the Asian panelist, Simu. And thank God they did not get the $1 million that they wanted from investors. Talk about cadacity, okay? Because only fucking Caucasians would think that they could rip off of Asian American cuisine and rebrand it and ask $1 million to investors. So yeah, I would not only be side-eyeing a person who is white at an Asian market, but I'm going to be stopping and doing one of these. Because how am I so sure that you're not just there to scope out the fucking food, to steal it as your own and rebrand it for your white caudacity? Because it's not our fault that you lack innovation, that even though you had a 400-year lead when your ancestors first settled in Jamestown, that your only condiments are freaking ketchup and mayonnaise. So may I make a suggestion? I hear there's a full moon. Why don't you don all your best crystals and then freaking swig back a few ayahuasca and then ask your spiritual guides for a spiritual download so that you have an actual recipe other than fucking ketchup and mayonnaise on everything that you put. But as we know, ayahuasca was also stolen by white Westerners from indigenous people. But that's a video for another.
Okay, she let them have it. Okay, so one box says, this is no FERT experience. Okay, I'm sorry. No what experience? Yes, Vallejo, California is populated with Filipino people. The majority are real cool and do mix well. Okay, absolutely. That has been my experience, beloved. And thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Queen of Nourishment says, good content. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, now she let them have it. Okay? She let them have it. At the end of the day, and none of it, what she said, none of it was lies. Okay? Down to the Jack Daniels. And I think I told you all that before, how they stole that recipe from a black man. Okay, his family didn't get anything from it. And they're still having generational wealth off of the stolen intellectual property of a black man. Okay, and that's, that's the history of America. How many times has that happened?
Do, but Madeline, I want to apologize to you for bringing harm your way, but also for it taking so long for me to listen to the feedback, because sure.
Okay, this is one of the culprits who sent the racist white folk to Madeline's channel to attack her and all of that. Now he issues a fake apology, just like Sujia.
While I may have been going through some personal stuff, realistically, I've been convincing myself that my intentions were good. So much so that I even ignorantly engaged in the comments without even taking the time to think about the comments' tone, context, and intention. And while the initial intention of my video was for people of color who were also worried about being able to come into Asian spaces or not, by doing so, I completely invalidated your experience, your viewpoint, and the very valid point that you had that white people can be very harmful in people of color spaces. And instead of tone policing you or projecting my own traumas onto you by saying stuff like this, you say that you're going through something right now. So one word of advice, when you're going through darkness, being kind and bringing light into the world helps you to make that darkness a little less dark for you. Just something to think about. Instead, I should have just shut the fuck up because I invalidated your experiences as a Asian person, which is something that I will never fully understand. Moving forward, I'm going to stay humble and remind myself that I still have a lot to learn, including from people who are younger than me.
Okay, he just said that for the optics, just to try to make it all look good, because his entire community was going in on him and calling him Uncle Tam. Okay, that's all that was about. He's not really sorry. Trust me. Okay, he said what he said and he did what he did. And they doxed that poor girl. Okay, so Mally C says, LOL, they finally got their white fatigue. Okay, absolutely. They sure did, beloved. All right. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings.
Asian folk business, but you know, here I am. I really am enjoying the discourse of the Asian on Asian beef, and I just want to say thank you to Madeline, who decided to give snark to white people in Asian spaces and then come tell us about it, because we probably would not have had this, and I have no idea how I got here, but I'm glad I came. Because she said, why are you here exactly, and what are you here for? Ill, right? And then you got the other Asians in the comment section like, oh, how dare you talk about our white counterparts? How dare you talk about our white comrades? If they want to come in here, we're supposed to be about unity. They can come in here. Like, I even linger around a little longer to help the white folk out because I'm in servitude. They could do that if they want to. How dare you talk about them? And then you got the white people in the comment section like, oh my gosh, how dare you offend us? How dare you say that we can't come into your spaces? We can't come into your culture. We can't share anything with you. Like, we just came here because it was popular and we just wanted to try it out so we could look cool for social media and build on it on capitalism. Like, how dare you say that we're not welcome? Like, I'm totally feeling scared now. Like, I don't know if I could go back into your spaces anymore.
Sure.
And then you got the black people in the comment section like, girl, yes, I know exactly how you feel. I feel you. I feel you. Because every time they want to put their hands, on something, they gentrify, they steal it, and the prices go up. I feel you, boo.
Okay, no lies detected. Now here is a white woman. Let's see what she has to say. Byron B said Queen Jr. Just joking. Okay, here we go.
Everybody's talking about Madeline and H Mart and white people, and it's causing like a lot of discourse, and I don't really understand why. She never said that white people cannot shop at H Mart, for the record. She never said like you can't go to H Mart if you're white. She didn't say that. She said that she side eyes white people who go to H Mart. Every time that she goes to H Mart, she sees white people there, she side eyes them. That's what she said. I'm wearing a uniform shirt, so I'm trying to cover where I work. I think that I'm a white person and I do shop at H Mart, and I am also Mexican and Puerto Rican, and I do shop at Northgate sometimes. And I am kind of surprised when I do see other white people in there. I'm like, what are you doing here? And it's not like they can't be there. But historically, white people, for the most part, have been very racist for a very long time in a lot of places in the world, but especially in the United States. So, for people of color, obviously, I will never know what their life experience is, but it's not outlandish to have kind of a wall up with white people initially, because you don't know if they're racist. You don't know how racist they are, or if they come from a racist family, or, you know. So if you see a white person in H Mart when you were not expecting to see one, because very rarely are white people in H Mart, it's you're gonna kind of side eye them a little bit, because it's like, why are you here?
Okay, so even she said, why are they here? Okay, she has questions herself. I want y'all to pay attention because there's different levels of racism. Okay, as I'm sure we all should know by now. Okay, just like she said, different types. I mean, you can just look at the Democrats and the Republicans to see the difference. The Republicans are blatant, and the
For
Democrats
y'all
are
who
backdoor.
are unaware of the Asian on Asian beef, H Mart beef, there is a creator on this app who's half Chinese, half white. She said that when she's in H Mart and she sees white people, she gives them the side eye, like, what are you doing in here? What are you, like, not saying that they can't be in here, but just very suspicious. Because to be fair, when white people get their hands on things, like we're seeing what's happening with matcha, it gets oversaturated, it becomes unavailable to the people who usually use it, and the price skyrockets. So a lot of Korean influencers, including Korean influencers who are married and have reproduced with white people, have come after this girl, got her doxxed and all this other stuff. But in the process, one of the Korean influencers, a very popular Korean influencer, I think her name is Sujia, said that when she's in H Mart, she tends to wait around for people who look a little lost, white people, and offer them help. And I just want to say, I've been in H Mart a lot. I fucking love H Mart. And the amount of times that an Asian person has helped me when I was lost, which is often, never. Never. And I'm not in there with my bonnet on. Okay? Before y'all try to make some side comments. But I have never had an Asian person stop and help me figure out what I need. I always have to use Google, or I always have to call one of my friends, like an Asian friend or person I trust, and be like, hey, what was that thing that you had the other day? It was pretty good. Want to buy it. What was that ice cream? What was that snack? What was that seasoning that you put on it? Like furikake? Chef's kiss. Okay? I added to so many dishes now.
Okay, with that all being said, let's continue. Because here is an Asian man going in on Ed for that sorry or apology that he gave to Madeline.
Every time I go to the Korean grocery store and I see non-Korean people that look like a fish out of water and look anxious just like I do, I go up and I ask them if they need help. In fact, it's almost always in front of the same places, in front of the meat counter.
If you thought that I was going to just make a video solely on Sujia and not mention her sidekick, you would be wrong. I'm an equal opportunity hater. So when I see opportunity to hate, I will hate. Now, if you know anything about Ed and Sujia, you'll know that they both are peas in pod. They rode this wave where they realized that if they produce entry-level activism, very easy, cathartic, low-level calling out of white people, that there is an audience to consume that type of content. And they have ridden that for many years under the guise of being for the people, being for Asian people, meanwhile cultivating a majority white audience. I would go to even say that Ed's response was actually worse than Sujia's, his whole take on it, because in the comment section where he's cultivated his white followers to compare a side-eye to segregation, racism, he is coddling them and promoting that. And you can read these comments themselves. So even when Asian people are telling him that you're allowing white people to say racist things, have racist intent in the comment section, he doesn't care about that, because why would he upset his followers? You might be wondering, like, why do you care so much about this, Paul? Like, they're just other creators, you know, you don't have to be on their neck so much. It was embarrassing. You know, when we say that, people say all the time, like, Asian people they want to be white. And we have this whole discussion every couple of years where they say like Asian people want to be white. And then when we have two large creators who, you know, in a way are representing us, so evidently cater to white people, it's embarrassing, because not only did you throw someone who is part of our community to racist white people to put her on this weird sacrificial lamb journey, you did not stop it even when your own community told you to do it. So my advice to Ed is to take your own advice.
I can't tell if you were just joking, but you should take this down immediately.
And I know he made a post recently where he was talking about his mom. I'm sorry about your mom. But he said something in the video that really resonated with me.
That she thinks that if she just ignores it and stays silent, I'm just going to give in and pretend it didn't happen. It's just going to disappear.
No, he's been watching these videos and seeing that Suji has taken all the heat. And I know he probably thinks that, you know, he's dodged a bullet because she is the one that people are focusing on. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that Ed is also very complicit. I want to say, like, the Pick-Me Asians, they don't represent us, and I don't expect an apology for him. Doesn't seem like the type, but I just wanted to say something to Ed.
Okay. So he called them the Pick-Me Asians. Okay, the ones who want to keep their close proximity to whiteness. Okay, that's what he called them. That's what he called them. Let's continue.
The only kid in America that learned that we're all black. Like, I had a really cool teacher back in elementary school, and I can't believe I still remember this at 45 years of age. But he showed us a map and a theory that everybody came from Africa, that it was all one country. And one day there was like a natural disaster. I'm not sure if it was an earthquake or whatever, but then it split up into all these different continents that we see today. And of course, based off of where it split off, and if you're closer or further away from the equator, you're going to be a little bit more fair skin, or you're going to be a little bit more dark skin. And then the climate played a factor into why people look a certain way and how they develop certain features and whatnot to adapt to said climates. But originally, the world was one big piece of land, and we were all African. So when you say black folk are the original humans and creators of civilization worldwide, and Asians are a variation of black people, yeah, I'm freaking black. And that's why I can make a mean mac and cheese that's 7 layers deep. Because I'm black. Am I the only kid in America that learned that?
No, she didn't say because she's black, honey. Did y'all hear it? Did y'all hear that? I find it all interesting. Okay, but let's go to the footage because apparently she's right. According to biology, so they say. I showed you all this years ago, but for those of you who missed it, let's go back to it.
That could settle this debate of where the Chinese come from once and for all. I'm meeting Professor Jin Li, one of China's leading geneticists. Recently, he led a project that set out to prove that the Chinese evolved independently from everyone else, from Homo erectus, here in China.
Before the project started, I was hoping that I could identify or could be able to find evidence that support independent origin of Chinese in China, because I'm a Chinese and came from China. And through the education process, I always believed that there's something special about Chinese.
He singled out a male genetic marker which only appeared about 80,000 years ago in Africa. So any man who carries that marker must have recent African ancestors and can't be descended from the more ancient Asian Homo erectus. Jin took DNA from over 160 ethnic groups around East Asia. Over 12,000 samples. And so, what did you find?
We did not see even one single individual that could be considered as the descendant of the Homo erectus in China. Rather, everybody was a descendant of our ancestors from Africa.
The result couldn't have been any clearer. And how did that make you feel as a Chinese person?
After I saw the evidences that we generate in my laboratory, I think we should all be happy with that, because after all, modern humans from different part of the world are not so different from each other, and we are very close relatives.
It's great, thank you.
Okay, y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. And you know, I have been telling you all for years, I've told you a myriad of times, that everybody came from us. And this is why when they get into, you know, some sort of trouble, like with this whole ICE situation, this is why they come looking to us to guide them, to lead them, to protect and defend them, because they are in fact our children. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. These are our unruly kids. All right? And you know, when you think about it, it brings to mind that phrase, them kids. I'm teasing. But at the end of the day, everybody did come from Black people. Okay, we all should know that by now. We all should know that by now. Please pay attention.
African Americans contain Southeast Asian DNA? The answer might shock you. There are colonial documents which describe a people with dark skin but high cheekbones and straight hair and labels them as Black Indians. The truth, however, is much more interesting than that. During the slave trade, a small amount of slaves that were brought to America, specifically Virginia, were from Madagascar and were Malagasi's. Malagasi's are essentially a mixture of Austronesian seafarers who came from Indonesia to Madagascar and East African Bantus who arrived from the African mainland. These two populations mixed in Madagascar, creating many people who can have dark skin, high cheekbones, and straight hair. Their ancestry survives in modern African Americans, as it isn't rare or uncommon for African Americans to score traces of Southeast Asian DNA, just like these beautiful ladies did. So now you know. Do African
But I'll tell you something else. I'll tell you something else. You know, Nigerians and Japanese, they have some of the same words. Okay, their languages have some of the exact same words that mean the exact same thing. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. So there is absolutely a connection. Now let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you. Dorada said exactly. You add any color to Black and it stays Black. Yeah, because Black is dominant. Okay, you mix anything with Black, yeah, you mix any race of a person or people with Black people, and the people are going to be Black. Okay, that's just what they're going to be.
But I think that Asian people and Black people are meant to be friends. We have so many cultural similarities that make it easy to relate to each other. Both cultures got family values, tough ass food, strict ass parents. Oh, and don't get me started on family functions. My homeboys be talking about Black people get turned at the family function. And you haven't seen the Asian family functions though. I'm talking about Viet, Filipino, Kazakh. We go crazy. Hear me out. Every Jackie Chan meets his Chris Tucker. On some real shit, me and my Black friends, we just click. Like if I'm playing R&B in the car, they're gonna be like, yo, pass me the aux. I fuck with anime, they gonna watch it with me. Bro, now that I think of it, there's so many examples of this type of friendship online. Bro, why do you think Kai Cenat and Ray got along so well? K-pop music literally takes inspiration from African-American artists. There's way too many similarities. Anyways, let me know in the comments.
Okay, so you all heard that. And also, I'm glad that he admitted that K-pop takes their inspiration from Black artists, because we already knew that. Okay, we already knew that. Now, with that all being said, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. We're almost done, beloveds. Just a couple more.
And Black people fighting in my comment section. And honestly, it shows how little we actually talk about the history behind all of this. The tension didn't just magically appear. It was shaped by decades of laws, segregation, stereotypes, and political narratives that pushed our communities apart. When Asian immigrants first came to the US, they weren't allowed to live just anywhere. Segregation forced them into Black and brown neighborhoods because those were the only areas open to anyone who wasn't white. So Asians and Black Americans were physically close, but not always connected. Different languages, different histories, limited communication, misunderstandings grew out of that. Then in the 1960s, during the Civil Rights Movement, the US created the model minority myth. The idea that Asian Americans were successful, quiet, and proof that racism doesn't exist. That stereotype was never meant to lift Asians up. It was meant to contrast Asians against Black Americans and basically say, see, like they're doing fine.
There is some tension between Blacks and Asians, but it seems like that's something that we have nothing to do with. You know, it's a stigma, like Black people hate Asians and Asians hate Black people, but that's not the case at all. History tells that, but it seems like the powers that be put us against each other. And they say, okay, these people are better than you, and then we believe it, and then we're at each other's throats while they're sitting back laughing at what's going on.
Why can't you? It was a political tool that built resentment and pressure on both sides, even though neither community created that narrative. At the same time, anti-Blackness already existed in some Asian cultures because of colonialism, colorism, and Western media influence. And for some Black Americans, their only interactions with Asians were through local businesses, corner stores, nail salons, restaurants, situations that were transactional, not relational. That created frustration and stereotypes on both sides. But here's the thing. In both communities, it's only a small handful of people who are actually hateful or racist. A few loud, ignorant individuals do not represent millions of us. We can't let the worst examples define entire communities.
Exactly. She mentioned media. There's propaganda here in this country that paints a picture of different communities, and it causes separation. You know, Black people spend a lot of money with Asians, with Chinese restaurants, stores and salons, and getting their nails done. We're very connected with every group that comes here from a different country. If it's Indian, if it's Asian, if it's Mexican, if you have a restaurant, if you have a business, we're there spending money. That's just the way it is.
Okay, and he said it's not always reciprocated, and that's true. Okay, how many times have I told you all how they are in our communities and they make money and profit from our dollars, but they don't contribute to the community? Okay, so there's that. But what she said about the discord being sown, that's absolutely true. And we should expect that because the United States is the most divided country. Okay, they're divided, they're very divisive. Okay, they purposely do things to keep, you know, a perpetual system of divide and conquer. That's how they're able to successfully keep people oppressed and stay and maintain control. That's how they do it. That has always worked for them. That's how they even have Black people going against other Black people. Okay, with the whole colorism thing, which is so foolish. From Willie Lynch until now, it still thrives. Okay, so that is a very good tactic and strategy that they have come across, and they'll continue to use it as long as they can at the end of the day. And also, another way that they were divisive is back during COVID, when they were talking about the anti-Asian hate crime bill. That actually wasn't for Asians. It wasn't specifically for Asians, it was for everybody. But you wouldn't know that unless you read the fine print, because that's how the media put it out there. That too was to sow seeds of discord, because they know that Black people have been asking for an anti-Black hate crime bill, as well as reparations. Okay, so that's what they do. They just tell part of the story, or they paint certain narratives to keep everybody at each other's throats. And they have done a good job of it. But how would they feel if all of these people, all of these different groups got together and turned on them? How would that feel? How would they like that? They wouldn't. And that's what they fear. Okay, that's what they're concerned about. And that's one of the reasons that they're trying to get all of these immigrants out of this country. Okay, they want this to stay a predominantly white country. They know that it is projected by the year 2040, they will be the minority in this country. And I believe they're already the minority, if I'm just being honest. But, you know, they get people who come here from other countries to identify as white. If you remember the story I told you about the Black Egyptians who came here, and they were basically forced, okay, pretty much damn near threatened into identifying as white. And one of them was like, I'm a Black Egyptian. I don't classify myself as white, but they pretty much told him that he had to, okay, if he was going to go in the military. Now, the other one flat out refused. So I find that all interesting, but this is what they do. Let's continue, because now we go to the Korean vegan, who is another one of the content creators who was going in on Madeline and sending the racist MAGA folk over there to harass her and dox her.
This video by this Asian American content creator who basically confessed that she side eyes and judges any non-Asian patrons when she goes to whatever version of Asian grocery store she visits.
She didn't say whatever non-Asian patron. She specifically said white people. I want you all to pay attention, because it's very important to pay attention to people's words, because she's trying to paint a narrative. But let's continue.
Totally get it if you're side-eyeing someone who's being disrespectful or mocking, or any of the horrible things that we've of course seen on the internet when ignorant white people go into a space that's supposed to be a haven for non-white people. But she specifically said that even when they're not being disrespectful and they're just minding their own business and trying to get a good deal at the Asian grocery store, she's still judging them. I find this content to be so freaking tone deaf and disgusting.
You know why she sounds crazy? Because at the end of the day, white people do this all the time, every day and twice on Sundays. Do they not? Do they not? And I'm not saying all white people, but you all know the MAGA type crew. Don't they, in fact, do that? Okay, look at people like they're crazy. You be the only one of whatever your race or ethnic group is, and you walk into a center of them, an establishment where they're at, and you're the only one, and they all turn around and look at you like you're crazy. They do everything they can to make people feel uncomfortable, but everyone's supposed to coddle them. Like, girl, sit down somewhere. You sound ignorant.
We have a situation right now in our country where 42 million people have lost their food benefit. Those food benefits, by the way, were a whopping $292 per month per individual. We live in one of
What does that have to do with Madeline's comments about side-eyeing white folk?
the wealthiest countries in the world, and 42 million people, the majority of which are children and the elderly, are losing their food benefits and going hungry. They are dealing with unprecedented levels of food insecurity, and this little content creator is trying to gatekeep a grocery store. Not to mention the fact we're also dealing with a crazy president that is instituting tariffs just because he freaking feels like it. Guess who those tariffs are hurting the most?
Now, she said that Madeline's trying to gatekeep the grocery store. No, she isn't. She didn't say that they couldn't come to the grocery store. She just said that when they do come, she's going to side-eye them like, why are you here?
Immigrant-owned businesses. So this influencer wants to weaponize and exploit the legitimate struggle of her ancestors and the ancestors of millions and millions of immigrant families in the United States to deprive 42 million people who are already dealing with unprecedented levels of food insecurity from a grocery store that could actually provide them with.
Now I want you all to pay attention how she very cleverly crafted that whole fictitious narrative. Okay, she should work for Legacy Media. All right, she should absolutely work for Legacy Media, because she just painted a whole narrative that was absolutely false.
I shop at H Mart. This is what I buy going in, terrified, but not really, because it's a grocery store.
I don't want this whole thing to draw to a close before we hold accountable all of the white creators who helped dogpile onto Madeline, because this creator actually got something like 6 million views with this video. The comments are absolutely atrocious. People are saying openly racist stuff about Asian people in general, and especially against mixed people. So while we've been able to get apologies out of the unholy trinity, I don't think we should let white creators like this slide, because in the end, it was still white people who the unholy trinity sicked onto Madeline. And again, this video got 6 million views, and the creator probably made hundreds to even over $1,000 on it. I'm actually surprised she hasn't taken it down yet, given how bad the optics are. This video is very passive aggressive, and by saying she's terrified to go into an H Mart, she's alienating Asian culture, making it as something weird and exotic when it's not. But most of all, she is willing to just say, I'm gonna do whatever I want, not listen to Asian people at all, and hence commodify our culture without respecting our opinions. And so why might this creator have made this video in the first place? Well, her whole brand is consumption. And more specifically than that, it's Korea boot consumption. She does like aegyeosal. She has a lot of K-pop references on there. She has an Amazon storefront that is basically drop shipping Korean products. So she is literally one of those white people who is profiting off of Korean culture by selling it to other white people. Now, no hate to this creator, but she and others like her need to take accountability for what they did and for the utter disrespect they have shown toward Asian people and our opinions while claiming that they love our culture. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Well, welcome to our world. Okay. Welcome to our world. And she needed to be called out. Absolutely, Reggie. She needed to be called out.
Sometimes I see Black Americans defending the United States under my video, but I'm not really sure they are real Black Americans. It could be a robot account with Black people's picture on it, such like this one. But in case
Now, I'm going to read you the comment that this man is responding to. Someone left him a comment that said, and it looks like a Black person, but he said that he thinks that some of these people are bots and they're not really Black people. Okay, it says, the lies you just told in this video, if that's the case, you all would have more top universities than America. If that's the case, why do you all come after your China degree? This has to stop. This is why Trump says says what he said. So this is a Black person defending the United States because this Chinese content creator was going in on the United States. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. That could have been Black MAGA. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Black people have no reason to ever defend the United States after how they have treated us and our ancestors. How dare you? Okay, but let's continue.
Black Americans has been brainwashed by the education system to believe they are Americans. I just want to point out something, not trying to offend you. You are still second-class citizens in the United States till today, 2026. None of the crucial resource is controlled by Black family in the United States. All the crucial resource in the United States is controlled by white families. So Black Americans, till today, you guys are still second-class citizens in that country. You may say we have movie stars, we have superstar singer, we have celebrities, but those are not a crucial resource to a country. So sometimes I see these Black Americans defending the United States. It just makes me feel like either they are deeply brainwashed or they have been losing their mind. And sometimes I see some Asian Americans defending the United States. I don't even want to talk to you guys. You guys are not even third-class citizens in that country.
Did y'all hear that? He went all in, did he not? He said the Black people defending the United States, you're second-class citizens, which is true. And then he said when he sees Asians defending this country, you're not even third-class citizens. All crazy. Okay, but no lies detected. No lies detected. Now, with that all being said, I want to show you all this video. First, let's go to this woman. Says the myth of the white man protects the white woman. Let's get into it. And then we're going to go to a video of this racist Karen who got out of her vehicle in the middle of traffic to attack a Black man for holding up a sign that said F Trump. I mean, the audacity of her. Okay? Or shall I say the caucasity?
Let me know what y'all think about this.
A white woman was killed yesterday by a white man. This guy. She was a white woman that was killed by a white man. A white woman that was killed by a white man. Not by a Black man. Not by an immigrant. Not by a drag queen attacking her in the bathroom. Not by the people that white women have been told to fear for generations. So they stay afraid and stay next to white men and uphold patriarchy and white supremacy to stay safe. She was killed by a white man operating inside a system that is supposedly supposed to protect her. And you can see that pivot coming from a mile away. And it's nasty. She's right. She is very right. She is saying that what they're doing is, yeah, we killed a white woman, but look at all these Black men we got off the street. Look at this. We got thugs. I'm sorry there was one incident, but look at all the good we've done. And I want you to look at that photo because it's Black men. And what has America done for centuries? They have made Black men the monster. It has always been that white women need protection from Black men. And that myth built laws. That myth justified lynchings. That myth made grown ass white men attack young black men and deliver their bodies beaten and unrecognizable to their mothers. It fueled propaganda like Birth of a Nation, that movie, which just portrays black men as just big monsters there waiting for the white lady. And what have we learned with fascism in this administration? Whoever they point at and whatever they're saying, they're telling on themselves, right? So they've been saying they're the monsters. They want to rape our women. They want to get rid of our bloodline and all this other stuff when it's always been the white man.
Did y'all hear that? She said they basically taught white women that safety only comes by standing next to white men. Okay, no lies detected. Reggie said she's cooking. She sure was with grease. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, first of all, I want you all to see this video about this racist lady, and then we're going to close out with this video that I thought was so ridiculous. Okay? Please pay attention.
Hey, fuck off me, kid. Now, you want to play games? Lay your ass there and think about it.
Okay, that guy is Rig. On Instagram, he goes by U.S. Army Overlord. Him and I are friends. You've probably seen him. He was standing in a parking lot flying his flag and live streaming on TikTok when this lady got out of her car to come be a Karen because the word is flag.
Where did this flag hurt your feelings?
No, I was a child.
Okay, listen. Yeah. So children haven't seen. Oh, hey, she said she only said. Hey, she said she only said nigga. What do y'all believe in the chat?
Were being bad to me.
Oh, black people was bad to you,
Yes,
right?
they were being
So
bad.
you said you called them a nigga.
No, I sit in my house.
The conversation continued for like another minute. She got really upset that Rig called her a racist, and she decided to assault him.
Oh, you are racist. You are racist. Shit. I'm sorry. You are racist.
And that's okay.
Hey, fuck off me, kid. Now, you want to play games? Lay your ass there and think about it. Somebody pick up their racist ass auntie.
You saw her assault him first, and then she came at him after she knocked her phone out of his hand, so he had to push her back to separate himself from someone who was attacking him. He don't know if she has a weapon or what, right? Then he stopped, and he started to walk away. Another guy from the road, some white guy, decided he was going to come defend her because he's seen it all.
Hey, come get some. You want some? Come get some. Come get some. Come get some, nigga. Come get some. Come get some. I'll fuck you up out here. Let's go. Hey, man, I'm not here to argue with your ass. Get your ass up out of here, bro. Unless you want some shit to go down. Yeah, that's all right. I got the whole thing on video. So it don't fucking matter what you said, racist ass dude.
The camera out of your hand.
You goddamn right.
You shoved her when the...
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's why I wear a body cam, dumb bitch.
And then right after that, she came up to his truck and accused him of stealing her fucking purse.
Next time, keep your fucking hands to yourself. No, I don't. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, eat a dick, bitch. Eat a dick.
You have my pocketbook.
You see how this lying bitch trying to say somebody stole her purse?
But the good news is Rig was wearing a body cam and he was live streaming. So when the cops showed up and they told the cops those lies, Rig said, "Here, I'll show you the body cam footage."
Look, guys, you can see it clear. This is where she knocked the phone out of my hand. The body cam got it perfectly when she slapped me.
So after the cop confirmed Rig's story and that they were liars, Rig asked,
So legally, what are we gonna do with the situation?
Arrest for assault and battery.
All right, I appreciate you.
Karen went to jail for assault and battery and Rig was let go. White people, you don't own everything. Keep your feelings and your hands to yourself. Thanks.
Y'all heard that at the end of the day. Okay, y'all see how that all turned out for her. Then she went to jail. Okay, she went to jail. That's called instant karma. Okay, now let's look at this last video and then we're out of here. This lady was dancing. I guess she's supposed to be a exotic dancer. I don't know what she was doing. She looked more like a Power Ranger to me, but let's continue.
Every time open a sex game, my kick, the words, my baby, can't even on keeping money safe. It's like an earthquake, don't call you out. Queen of constant, just get it from the ground. Such a nice place, just a more for all. Go ahead and get gone. Go ahead and get gone. keep marching on. Queen and royals, we own the throne. Through highs and lows, we stand strong. By haters, we've heard it all before. We'll keep shining while you walk out the door. Every time open a sex gate, my kick, the words, my faith, can't even on keeping money safe. It's like an earthquake, don't calling you out. Queen of constant, just get it from your bound. Such enough to play easy, just a more for all.
Honey, was she auditioning for All the Queen's Men, Reggie? Reggie said, no, that's Trouble from All the Queen's Men. The Trouble dance is way better than that. What was she doing? Running from side to side and just holding out her arms? Adrian said she looks like a Power Ranger. She absolutely did. Okay, one box said she looks like Danny. I am so through. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. I'm out of here. Okay, it is getting late and I have to be right back to do it all again tomorrow morning. Okay, so until then, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Okay, and also, if you have not been receiving those notifications, please make sure you double check to ensure you're still subscribed. All right, until next time, peace.
Hit him with that flavor. All in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got